Hi everybody, I'm Psychic Medium Lisa Paron and I'm here today with a prediction.
Hi guys, I've got some predictions for the world for 2020. I predict a large focus of the world in 2020 will be the Earth itself. We could be in for kind of a roller coaster of a year. Lots of attention with the planet and the environment and the health of the Earth. Another big emphasis will be on money matters, business, and acquiring acquisitions and one's wealth. 2020 is a numerology year 4 and is represented by the Emperor of the major tarot cards. This is generally a stable time for building up your personal empire and taking steps towards making your dreams come true. There have been lots of changes to the world views and policies over the last few years, and this year in 2020, things are going to get really organized, serious, and with more restrictions and control. This is because there are also heavy energies in the universe that are influencing our lives. It's an extremely powerful year in 2020, not only because of the extraordinary energies, but also because 2020 represents the numbers 4 and 22. It's usually a time of structure and stability, as well as destruction and rebuilding, sort of like a phoenix rising from the ashes. But this year, there are really extraordinary energies that haven't been seen since the 1200s that could really see the downfall of old values, institutions, especially to do with money and fuel. We could be in for a roller coaster of events on the world stage. The Earth itself is going to continue to grab its inhabitants' attention and give them a wake-up call. 2020 will be all about the Earth. Now, the number 22 is a spiritual number that represents religion, spirituality, and angels. I predict more people will be interested in the occult. Occult means hidden. Not something bad, by the way. More people will be turning to alternate and new views about their spirituality. For some, this will be a time when they feel like they're being called. It's their calling. More people will be interested in exploring ancient belief systems such as astrology, meditation, and alternate medicine with more natural herbs and such. I see a huge international or global event, such as a global concert similar to Live Aid, a global concert for the Earth, perhaps, where all the music stars come together and raise awareness and money for some environmental cause. I also see that there could be attention drawn to the original Live Aid event from the past. I see an acceleration of technology, medicine, pharmaceuticals, and space exploration once again. I predict the world is going to see, unfortunately, more food shortages, droughts, and landslides, as well as land disputes and more large groups of people in mass migration attempting to grasp a better chance of life. I see a significant increase in the number of cases of people suffering adverse effects from drug epidemics on the rise, and an increase of people contacting communicable diseases. There could be some major incident involving chemicals, involving a major company or organization that has to do with chemicals like oil. I feel that there will also be at least one terrorist attack. I'm picking up something about New York City, as well as in Europe. France will be in the news more often in this year. The world will see some of the highest numbers in years of people contracting diseases like measles, the mumps, as well as more cases of really deadly epidemics like Ebola and even the plague. Unfortunately, I also predict sexually transmitted diseases will also be on the rise. It's shaping up to be an incredible time in our history. Also for the world, I see severe weather will increase once again. 2020 could see the highest number of earthquakes. They're going to be particularly bad. And possibly the biggest recorded earthquake ever. I predict an increase of seismic activity around the world with the possibility of an earthquake reaching a magnitude of 9.5 or higher, surpassing the massive earthquake in Valdivia, Chile, back in 1960. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. There will be an increase yet again in seismic activity, earthquakes, landslides, and volcanoes. I'm also predicting an exceptional amount of snow, severe cold, tornadoes, hurricanes, and cyclones. Over to something a little lighter. 2020 is also a year of the metal rat in Chinese astrology. This could be an auspicious year for precious metal commodities, the mining metal industries. Due to rare and extreme energies, money, big business, and the stock market investments will fluctuate, and there could be some fear of the stock market crashing. Is also a possibility of a hostile takeover involving precious metals such as gold, silver, or platinum. The rare earth metals such as palladium, platinum, etc., will also become more desirable as we expand even more into the digital age and our voyages in space. I see something about a major gold mine, precious metal mine, or corporation, something that mines something precious from the earth, like a big corporate dealer merger. This could also have to do with like diamonds, precious jewels, gems. Precious metals and commodities such as gold could see an increase more so than in recent years, and some very old, long-established businesses will close permanently. If you're playing the stock markets, it's your prerogative what you do. I have no guarantees with if you're going to increase or not based on my advice on the commodities. Do so at your own risk. I take no responsibility. If you want to see how things will be for you, consider a personal horoscope or a psychic reading, and I'll see what's happening for you. Now for Canada, I predict Canada will once again dominate in the news, being thrust into the limelight on the world stage for mixed reasons, some good, some bad. I predict Justin Trudeau will have a better year than he had throughout 2019. He had to face the actions of the past on his way to be re-elected Prime Minister of Canada. 2020 is more favorable for Justin in general. However, he may have another hurdle or two to jump through once again in 2020. The latter half of the year could see another controversial problem with him come to light. Hopefully, he can make amends with the public. Conservative leader Andrew Scheer will suddenly drop out of politics. He could change careers, possibly actually selling insurance. Canadians will understand this little joke. And Doug Ford, the Ontario Conservative leader, could possibly become the Conservative leader of Canada. I feel Doug Ford is actually considering running for Prime Minister of Canada in the next federal election in 2023. He says no, but his eyes say yes. For the USA, I'm sorry to say I predict a turbulent year for the United States in 2020. There could be talk of a possibility of revamping the Constitution of the United States to better suit the modern age. A few tweaks and updates may be up for debate. As well, in the United States and Canada, there will be more discussions in our governments about gun control. People will be very upset about some of the new proposed changes and revisions to gun control, especially in the US. I'm also seeing the possibility of a new war, possible tourism revenue down in the United States. There could be some problem with the US presidential election on November 3rd, 2020. I see a problem with communication, the machines that record the vote, or some glitch in the system. The US presidential election could also see people voting one particular way for most of the day, or the polls leading one way, and then suddenly it switches, which I'm sure will keep not only the US, but the world on its seats, awaiting the next leader and representative of the United States. I'm sensing something similar to the election like some years back with President Bush, where they had to do the recount. I think it was in Florida. I feel something similar may happen to the upcoming election for the US. Like the votes aren't counted properly, or the computers are malfunctioning or experiencing a glitch, so it makes the voting results off, like the numbers won't be right at first. I see continuing legal and personal problems for Donald Trump in 2020. He's under some very heavy energy that suggests he's going to have a rough road and hard work to become president of the United States for a second term. I feel he is in for an exceptionally rough year for his popularity in 2020 and 2021. All the stress from the impeachment hearings, his duties as president, and the possibility of running for a second term could start to take a toll on his health. Sometime in the spring, around February or March, he may be having some difficulties or concerns also about Melania. His relationship with women in general may not be so pleasant in June. In the middle of summer, around July, he will be facing opposition from someone, possibly someone in authority. There could be questions or new accusations about something he did that is illegal or questionable. He will be having a hard time getting along with others, especially his opponents, and also a leader of another country. September and October are months where something in his family dynamics could change. There could be some change to his residence temporarily due to a renovation or something that has to get fixed, or someone might be leaving for a while. As the election draws near, he will be hell-bent on proving his point and could be rubbing some people the wrong way. He could be getting very upset and angry, and it's possible he would be considering or hinting at dropping out of the race at the last minute from the election, and cause quite a controversy. Whether he would actually do it or not is another matter, but he may mention it. Donald could also be very upset around the middle of April. Something's happening to him that makes him more upset than usual. This could be some issue with electricity at the White House, the power at the White House. I predict he will be highly on edge throughout much of 2020, and more easily angered than he can be sometimes. He's beginning a new cycle of his life where he may not be feeling as happy or satisfied for a while, like he feels like he's losing out somehow, working too hard for too little effort, something to that effect. The next few years, people in his personal family life could leave and sacrifices may have to be made. I see shedding of people from his life, possessions, and restrictions for Donald. He may have to make some lifestyle changes for his health, such as his diet, because of some issue that arises. Elizabeth Warren looks quite promising, and I predict she will become more powerful during the campaign to lead the Democratic Party. If Donald Trump does not get impeached, she will be his biggest rival. There will be a lot of controversy and heated debates surrounding the election all year, but it will really get going a few days before the actual election. It's going to be an extremely close race. I see Elizabeth Warren has a very strong chance to become the next president of the United States of America, as well as the first woman elected president of the U.S. Ms. Warren has the star shining brightly on her on November 3rd, 2020. However, Donald Trump, despite having a bombardment of negative energy around him, is someone who is born with extremely lucky stars, and he has some powerful friends. It's possible the election results will be distorted and unable to be counted right away. There could be talk of a recount. Emotions could be at an all-time high in the U.S. regarding the election. People will be divided still. I'm feeling there's a strong possibility of evidence of tampering or meddling with the election results. Again, people will be very upset. I wish everyone well, all the U.S. people and their leaders, whoever they may be. I hope for the 46th President of the United States represents the U.S. with the strong leadership, fairness, and integrity that the nation was founded on, and include all of Lady Liberty's citizens equally, regardless of gender, age, sexual preference, or bloodline. Harvey Weinstein awaits trial on January 6, 2020. The trial could go on for some time, but I predict he will be found guilty and proven to be a habitual sexual predator and rapist. Harvey will be found guilty and go to jail. The end of 2020 and the first half of 2021 will be a time of redemption for Harvey Weinstein. The past will have caught up to him and karma will come into play. Hopefully, his victims will finally be able to find closure and a sense of peace. Now I've got some royal family predictions for 2020, but I need a little sip first. Okay, 2020 is going to be another rough year for the royal family. I predict the UK will once again dominate the news and be thrust into the limelight on the world stage for mixed reasons. The royal family of England will continue a vigilant effort to keep a stiff upper lip throughout the fallout scandal from 2019, as citizens of the United Kingdom hold their breath to see the outcome of Brexit. Once again, the royal family will give their subjects plenty to talk about. I actually predicted that 2019 would be a memorable year for the United Kingdom and the royal family. There certainly has been a lot of controversy and curiosity surrounding the royal family for this year. 2020 will see another difficult year for them, with some new beginnings and some sad endings, especially towards the end of the year. Queen Elizabeth, Her Majesty, will continue to show a brave face as representative of the royal monarchy of the United Kingdom. She will be suffering behind the scenes with emotional turmoil brought on by family scandals and disastrous public relations in 2019, particularly the horrifying accusations against her son, Prince Andrew. I predict the Queen, Her Majesty's message on Christmas Day to be a sobering and serious address. She's going to be scaling down her duties as she prepares to hand over the reins to Prince Charles. Prince Philip of England could have a health problem that gradually starts to have an adverse effect on his overall health. He's pushing 100 after all. He may also be attracting some bad or negative press or public relations resulting from something he has said or done, possibly from many years ago. The royal family may have a few skeletons pop out of their closet this year once again. Prince Philip is quite strong to have lived such a long, full life, and hopefully he will live to see his 100th birthday next year on June 10th, 2020. Oh, sorry, June 10th, 2020. Period. Prince Charles. He's going to step up his duties and help his mother, the Queen, as he slowly transitions his life towards becoming the King of the United Kingdom in the future. This could be sooner rather than later. I feel he will be trying to do some serious damage control by presenting the royal family in a more personable and charitable light to the public. Perhaps he will step up a cause or an effort to raise money for one of his charities. It's also possible he will encourage other members of the royal family to do the same, to help out and to put a more positive light on the family as a whole. Prince Andrew will keep a pretty low profile after his epic fail of an interview explaining his friendship to accused serial pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Interesting that he claims he does not remember anything about his accuser or ever meeting her, yet he remembers he had pizza that day back 20 years ago. Prince Andrew faces another upsetting year ahead towards mid and late February. There could be some negative backlash, or his name is in the news again for the wrong reasons. I actually predicted that a member of the royal family would do something naughty last year for this year that's just gone past. It's possible that he may have some explaining to do with the authorities this time. Towards the end of the year, closer to the holidays in December, Prince Andrew may have another difficult time towards December 2020. More negative and ghastly information about the prince's past may come to light when a bone pops out of the closet from the past. Prince William, things are a little better for William and Kate. Prince William's going to have a very busy year. The universal energies are really highlighting his life in 2020. He could see a lot of changes within his family, some positive beginnings and some sad endings. He may discover he is to become a father yet again. He may also be doing something really special to do with a charity, such as setting up a trust or a special event. His life will also evolve to a new dimension over the next few years. It's quite possible when Charles becomes king, he will shortly after step aside. Charles could step down to let Prince William be the king of the United Kingdom. Kate Middleton has something coming up in her life around children, possibly doing some charity work for an organization to protect children. She has a very tender and loving energy about her in 2020, and I feel like she is going to have another baby. I predicted last year that she would get pregnant, and I still feel like she could get pregnant with baby number 4 in 2020 if she has not by the end of 2019. There's nurturing energy all around her. Prince Harry could see a turbulent year, 2020. In 2018, I actually predicted that his life would be completely different by the end of April 2019. His life certainly has changed with the birth of his son, Prince Archie. He's a cute little guy. He also has distanced himself from the royal family by moving himself and Meghan to Frogmore Hall, as well as the noticeable rift with his brother, Prince William. Harry has always had a very protective side and demonstrated this when he had a strong message for reporters and paparazzi. He's attracting a lot of heavy energy in 2020, and it's quite possible that he's going to be seeing red. And not just because redheads and gingers have a bad temper or are hot. He may be easier to anger than usual. I predict he may be quite aggressive, especially regarding the paparazzi. It's quite possible that Harry won't be getting along very well with other members of his family either. Poor Harry, he may be showing his temper more than usual. There's actually negative energy around him and Meghan Markle, suggesting that they will be in the news for the wrong reasons, that there's some controversy around them that makes people upset. I feel also like their popularity hits a bump in the road, that they become the center of attention for the wrong reasons and are seen as unpopular. They may meet numerous negative situations over the next year and will seriously be considering moving to another country. I predict the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to go on vacation and do their best to disappear out of the limelight, at least for a little while. In 2018, I was the first psychic to predict Meghan Markle would become pregnant before the end of the year. In 2020, I'm afraid Meghan won't be able to escape the royal family drama, or should I say circus. Despite the negative public relations, Meghan has settled in nicely in her role as a new mother. As exciting and wonderful as that is, I feel she is getting tired and needs to set up boundaries to feel safe. I predict Meghan Markle may want to spend more time on her own, like she will want to stay out of the limelight as much as possible. Unfortunately, I am seeing fallout from some negative publicity. Meghan Markle, as lovely and beautiful as she is, may be starting to show the signs of being unhappy despite marrying a prince and having a privileged life. I believe the public's view, as well as certain members of the royal family, could be that Meghan's unorthodox behavior since becoming the Duchess of Sussex has brought about discord amongst the members of the royal family. She continues to march to the beat of her own drum and break from royal protocol, which, although may feel liberating for her, may not be seen as best for the family as monarchy. The stress of the reality of becoming a member of the royal family and living in a fishbowl, so to speak, may really start to put stress on her marriage to Harry. Now, I've got some entertainment predictions for 2020. Turning to entertainment and over to Hollywood, I have a few predictions for Oscar nominations for the Academy Awards in 2020. Expect to hear the following entertainers nominated for an Oscar: Brad Pitt, Tom Hanks, and Joaquin Phoenix. I predict David Lynch will be in the news for some achievement, award, or recognition. I feel David will be nominated or receive some kind of achievement award, possibly a Lifetime Achievement Award to do with his movie career. He also may be doing something important with his artwork, a charitable organization, and I'm feeling something of importance regarding his transcendental meditation organization. I feel he will also make another appearance in a television series or movie, and he could make an announcement about his next film or movie project. Perhaps fans will get another season of Twin Peaks. Ooh, I love that show. Loved that show the first time around. I've had many people request that I do a reading for the Kardashians. I predict Kim Kardashian could have an interesting year with some incident happening to her, possibly later in the year or early 2021. Kim is going to be in the news and social media because of something controversial or over the top that she has done. Possibly there's going to be another near naked photo of her to appear on the internet and go viral. Whatever it is, it will be controversial and have many people talking, at least the people that have an interest in the affairs of Kim Kardashian. She could have some serious PR damage, something from her past that could come back to haunt her, or fallout because of something she has said or done. I predict Jennifer Lopez may suddenly end her relationship with Alex Rodriguez by 2021. Poor Jennifer. I like J-Lo. In 2017, I predicted Hollywood medium Tyler Henry would meet the love of his life. I put it on his Twitter feed. It's on my Twitter too. In 2020, I predict Tyler Henry may be going on a very special trip overseas, and he may even have wedding bells in his future. Time will tell how many of my predictions will come true. I got a lot right last year and the years before. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Check out my 2019 prediction video for my predictions from last year that have come true. And you can take a look at my website. I'll put the link below to see the predictions I've made since 2014 that have come true, including predicting the Oscar winners in the past, such as Leonardo DiCaprio, Gary Oldman, and Frances McDormand, as well as the Best Picture, Motion Picture Oscar winners. I accurately predicted all of Kate Middleton's pregnancies, as well as the gender of her children and their names. I wish everyone the best.
Check out the link below.